Hi there and welcome to today's vlog. If you watched the last vlog that I did, you may remember that I asked the question, what is your life's focus? And I want to follow that up today by asking, how can we make God the focus, the heart, the centre of our lives? There's a lovely song that was written a few years ago with the title, Jesus Be the Centre. And of course it's really easy to sing that lovely song, but perhaps not always so easy to make it a reality in our lives. Again, you may remember that last time I mentioned a lady called Jean Batten. She was a New Zealand woman who broke a number of world records for solo flights. Indeed, the record she created for a flight, in fact I think the first time anybody ever done it was from London to New Zealand. The record that she created then stood for, I think, for 44 years. She was a remarkable lady, but her whole life focus was on her flying and creating records, being famous. When her flying days were over, she, it seems, became totally lost because she'd lost that focus. So how can we make God our focus? And again, I come back to that verse in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, a letter of Paul, where he says, he's writing to the Thessalonians and he's commending three aspects of Christian life to them. He says, rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. And as I briefly mentioned last time, that just spoke to me about how our life can be focused on God, the one who created us, the one who loves us, the one who gave his son for us. Rejoice always. Just to tease out the heart of that, I looked in a dictionary to find a definition for the word rejoice, and it says to show great joy or delight. Paul gives us a focus for that rejoicing in his letter to the Philippians. Remember, he's writing the Philippian letter from a prison cell, probably any day expecting his own death. And yet that letter is full of joy. And he writes there, rejoice in the Lord always. And Paul was able to rejoice in all that he had in God, even though he suffered much for the sake of the gospel. And now he was imprisoned. He didn't know when his life may be taken from him. And yet he was still rejoicing. Remember the story of Paul and Silas in jail in Philippi, and at midnight they were singing praises to God. Their focus, their rejoicing was in God, irrespective of their circumstances. So rejoice in the Lord always. Secondly, pray continually. Prayer is not just something we do when we're in great need, but it's meant to be a way of life. Jesus was a man of prayer, often goes off to quiet places to pray because he knew that was the way that his relationship with his Heavenly Father was maintained and strengthened. And as we're praying, we're focusing on God. We're sharing our heart with him, but also listening to him. Do we have open hearts and open ears when we spend time, when we focus in God? It's so pray continually is a reminder that prayer is not just something we do when we have a quiet time or when we're in church, but it should be a lifestyle. And that helps us to focus on God. And then thirdly, give thanks in all circumstances. I remember someone once saying that they feel really sorry for atheists because when they want to give thanks for something in their life, there's no one to give thanks for. Give thanks for the beauty of creation. There's no one to give thanks for. But we give thanks to God for the many blessings he pours into our life. And again, that is a way by which we focus our hearts and minds on God. I'm preparing at the moment for a service that I'll be leading, and we're looking at the story of Mary and Martha. In fact, two stories, but in one of them, Martha is busy getting dinner ready, and Mary is simply sitting at the feet of Jesus. And Martha gets upset, but Jesus said, "Look, Martha, you're being distracted by so many things. One thing is needed. Mary's chosen what is best. Mary chose to sit at the feet of Jesus." And we can easily be distracted by so much, but our hearts, our focus, the focus of our life should be on Jesus and on the God who loves us. So God bless you. Thank you so much for listening today.